What's the crack, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about names that you might be pronouncing incorrectly. When you're watching this, I will be currently in New York City or in Las Vegas because I'm going on holiday. I cannot wait. So I'm pre-filming a couple of videos and I thought I would do a little fun one because there are times on BookTube I am seeing names being constantly mispronounced. And so I just thought I would do this little video. Most of them are Irish and some of them are just ones that I think that people just don't know how to pronounce them in general, and so they're just like saying them the way that they see them. So without further ado, let's just get into them. I'm just going to start off with the one that I see constantly mispronounced. I'm just going to preface this by saying I don't know how he personally pronounces his name. He's American with an Irish surname. In the past, the Irish that have emigrated have changed the pronunciation of their surnames just so that people don't know that they're Irish, because years ago there was a prejudice against the Irish in America, so some of them repurposed their surnames to a different pronunciation. On Twitter I have seen him reference to being Irish, and so I was like, right, obviously with an Irish surname, he has to maybe pronounce it Irish, but as I said, he might have repurposed it. But that is Rick Riordan. It is Riordan, not Riordan or Riordan. Riordan. I don't know how he personally pronounces his name. He might be introduced as something else at meet and greets, at signings or whatever, but his surname is Irish. It's usually O'Riordan, but it is Riordan. A lot of booktubers are confused about what way to pronounce the name. Is it Riordan? The Irish are weird, as you will see from a lot of these names. The next author I have to talk about is Siobhan Vivian. I hear her name being pronounced as Siobhan. Siobhan Vivian. It's Siobhan. It's a V. BH makes a V sound. Don't ask me why. And SI is a sh. Don't ask me why. I'm Northern Irish, so I see all of these names crop up time and time again amongst friends, amongst colleagues, amongst everything here. So I wasn't particularly taught anything in Irish. I just know Irish names. So it's Siobhan Vivian. Another name is Shannon McGuire. A lot of people pronounce it Shannon, but it is Sean and Shannon McGuire. There is a fada on the E, which is an accent that goes up the way. I don't know what way this video is around, but it actually goes up on the E, so it's Sean. Everybody knows how to pronounce Sean, but they always forget the fada, and then Shannon. Another author's name that is constantly mispronounced, and I only figured out how to pronounce this by looking it up, and that is Colm Tóibín. I always thought it was like Tóibín, but it's actually Tóibín. Colm, it's not like Colm, you know. I'm listening to an audiobook and some of the pronunciations of palm and calm, I'm just like, what? Palm and calm. Column is column, not calm. Column is 2 syllables but like 4 letters. Column. And then Tóibín, there's 2 fadas in there, both on the I, so it's Tóibín. Another Irish author is Cecilia Ahern. A lot of people pronounce it Ahern, but here in Ireland, she is an Irish author, Cecilia Ahern. Ahern. A lot of the ways that we pronounce things, we don't give such an emphasis on the second syllable almost. I don't know what way it is in linguistics, but we go Ahern, not Ahern. Ahern. The emphasis is kind of like at the start, Ahern, and then you go down the ways. It's not like Ahern. Ahern. She is an adult author, but she's dipping her toe into YA recently, so that's why she's cropped up a bit more on BookTube in recent months, and so I just thought I would just tell you how to pronounce her name, Cecilia Ahern. Now for an Irish actor's name that has been mispronounced and people are just like, how the hell do you pronounce that, is Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse. Yep, Saoirse. But there are about 3 pronunciations of Saoirse in Ireland, depending on whereabouts you're from, because there are different dialects of Irish. There are different accents to Irish, because my Irish accent is different to the ones down in Cork, different to the ones in Dublin. So Saoirse, which is the way that she personally pronounces it, can be Saoirse. So there's that, or there's Saoirse. No idea where that one is from, but I have a friend called Saoirse, and she has told me that there's Saoirse, or Saoirse. But the anglicised version is Saoirse. There is an actress called Saoirse Cusack, and she has been in Father Brown. She's been in Mrs. Brown's Boys as Maria's original mother. So that's Saoirse Cusack, and then there's Saoirse Ronan. Different pronunciations, but still the same name. She just has the anglicised version of Saoirse. And there's also Saoirse, who's a character in The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. So there is that. That helps people pronounce it there. So in The Raven Boys, Maggie Stiefvater has very much a Irish presence among her characters. The father of Ronan Lynch is from Belfast, and his name is Niall. Niall. I know how this is pronounced, but I don't personally know, because there are some of the easier Irish names that people do get wrong from personal experience. And so Niall, it could be that when they pronounce it out, it can be Neal, but it's actually Niall. So that's how you pronounce Ronan's father's name. And then actually in The Raven Boys, the dog is called Dympna. It looks like Dymphna when you look at it, because it's Dymphna. There is a name in The Raven Boys. I think it's in The Dream Thieves, called Dympna. There's a character in Colm Tóibín's book Brooklyn that is called Eilish, Eilish, which is one of the easier Irish names, but there are some different pronunciations, just like Saoirse. There's Eilish and there's Eilish. Eilish is more of a Northern Irish pronunciation, where Eilish is more kind of like Dublin, because that's the way that Eilish O'Carroll from Mrs. Brown's Boys pronounces her name, but that's the way that Brendan calls his sister Eilish. I've always known it to be Eilish, but then, as I said, there's different pronunciations. Like in Under the Hawthorn Tree, the girl is called Eily or Ely. It just depends on what your accent is. And the last name that I see constantly mispronounced, and this is actually the inspiration for this video, and that is Arsinoe from Three Dark Crowns. A lot of people I see pronounce it Arsinoe or Arsinoe or something, but I actually had to look it up myself, because I was not about to call this character Arsinoe throughout this whole book. And the name is actually in a Shakespearean play, and it's also mentioned in Born with Teeth by Kate Mulgrew, and it is pronounced Arsinoe. It makes it sound so much nicer than Arsinoe. Arsinoe. It would be very helpful if that name could have some accents somewhere, so it's actually Arsinoe. So there you have it, guys. Those are some of the names that I see mispronounced all over BookTube and on YouTube in general. I hope you find this helpful. I'm not saying that everybody just like pronounces them wrong, or that these are the absolute ways that you pronounce these names. As I said, sometimes they are pronounced differerly depending on what kind of Irish dialect it is. As I said, most of these names are Irish, and I don't know personally what way Rick Riordan pronounces his name, but with an Irish surname, that is the way that I automatically pronounce it. Let me know in the comments down below what names you see mispronounced, or what names you see in books that you don't know how to pronounce, that you had to look up as well, like me with Arsinoe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.